Jap. Okay, dah start.
Aku nak buka Facebook aku.
Okay. Naik. Cuba komen something. Okay, ada.
Assalamualaikum.
Hello, Assalamualaikum. Oh,
Apa khabar?
baik, Alhamdulillah.
Wah.
So, kita sekarang ni dah live.
Okey, alhamdulillah.
So, kita nak start daripada rumah Leman lah.
Ni rumah dia.
Ni.
Woi, cantik dah rumah, dah kemas.
Kemas lah. So,
Alhamdulillah.
ni semua dia punya ya.
Wah, jaga SOP dah cat dah, cantik lah.
InsyaAllah.
Dah bersih dah ya. Saya jemput VC. Hai, Assalamualaikum Sulaiman. Hey, I invited Prof Rafiq, Prof Datuk Rafiq. I'm not sure whether he has the time to join us or not, but I just invited him to join. I hope he can join. Of course, he is probably very busy.
I think you will.
I hope.
Be glad if you could.
Yeah. We can put him on the screen also if he wanted lah.
Yes. Yeah, we can invite him actually.
Yeah. Hey, your apartment looks very good lah, bro.
Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. I spent a lot of time.
Okay. Okay, up to you. You bring us. You.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
We're just testing the headboard.
Yeah.
So,
you need to use the microphone so that your voice will be clearer.
Okay, the headboard is actually working, and I think it has an internal mic.
Oh, okay.
Except if it is not. You can hear me clearly, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I think this will do. Because we're using the Bluetooth.
Okay, bro.
So,
I leave the session to you. You lead the session. It's your.
Okay, Prof.
It's your place.
All right, Prof.
Okay.
Okay, Prof. Okay, Prof. So, Assalamu alaikum and hi everybody. So, this is Leman again with the crews. Kafiza is here and Abang Nizam is here too. These are my crews. So we're gonna go out and search for a very beautiful and enchanting spot to paint today. Today we have a very beautiful weather. Can we see the weather outside? The weather is so beautiful. So we are gonna go and look for a very beautiful spot to paint. Now, something about the Plein here is that it is not necessarily spot. It might be, a shrub, a flower, a tree, a building. So, but it is supposed to be outside. But today we're gonna look for a very beautiful spot where we know our students and the USM community members who were not able to be around will miss. So we want to bring it to them in painting.
Inshallah.
We hope this will bring some sort of happiness and calmness to their mind, and it will bring more remembrance of this wonderful and beautiful garden campus. So we want to start by bringing the viewers into my studio to see the kit I use. So let's go. So these are the sets. Today, the last time we painted in oil. Today I'm gonna paint in poster color, which is originally called gouache. So these are the basic things. So I just my stuff and we will head out. So poster colors, check. I use Winsor & Newton and I use Maris and other brands actually. So this is an alpha packet. So water jar, check. Brush set, check. Water bottle, check. This goes in first. Then foam box, check. This is for cleaning the brush.
Yeah.
It's very, very useful. So one more thing. Palette.
Palette, yeah, palette.
Yes. So we are set to go. This is my painting dot-off.
Yeah.
So we are going now to hunt for a spot to paint. Okay. Yeah. Okay, just lock the door. Okay. So we have wonderful spot here. I've been wanting to paint this green shrub. Can you show it? They have a very beautiful character to them, you know, but I've not been having time to do that. So I will look for one day to do that. I believe it's gonna be interesting to paint. So let's go.
Yes.
Jump.
Jom. Wah,
Jump.
okay. Jom.
Boom.
Okay, while you are walking, it will be tiring for you to talk while you are
Yes,
walking.
Prof.
So let me introduce you to our audience.
No, it's okay.
Allow me to introduce you to our audience. Maybe
Right.
most of them don't really know you yet. So everybody,
That's true.
Assalamualaikum. This is Sulaiman, Abdullah Sulaiman. He is our
Hi.
USM artist in residence. Cameraman, please be a bit more stable rather than like a doggy shot. Pening nanti orang kan. Steady.
We are loading.
Don't move too much.
We are loading in the.
Cameraman, please don't move too much. Okay, relax. Don't get so excited. Okay. Okay, I resume introducing you. Okay. So Sulaiman is originally from. He was born in Nigeria. But he grew up in UK in London, and his parents are now based in London. And he came here to further his study, to do his PhD, if I'm not mistaken, PhD in human resource management. Yeah, so he is also functioning as my informal human resource consultant. So he knows a lot of theory, a lot of theories about human resource. So I'm also referring to him to give me good advice and professional consultation on that as well. Anyway, he is doing his PhD. At the same time, he is also our USM artist in residence. He started to paint and draw our vice chancellor, previous vice chancellors, and our top management people. And he did all those, including oil paintings, for free. So as a way of a gesture of appreciation, we provided him with a place where we saw just now, very nice place in the campus. And also we also provided him with a studio at the back of the MGTF USM, or Museum and Gallery Tuanku Fauziah, so that he will be very happy. So are you happy, Leman?
I'm the most happiest student on campus.
Alhamdulillah.
So many opportunities. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Okay. So originally, when we discussed before, the plan was for him to spend 1 year going to every week, going to this site called Teluk Kumba. That was the original plan, to basically reflect upon changes that will be taking place at Teluk Kumba because of the development over there. But then because of the MCO, we were hit by the pandemic and MCO. We had to change. So we changed the project to focusing on USM as a garden campus, because Leman, he paints and he draws in a very naturalist and realist style. His favorite style is naturalist and realist style. I call it academic style. And he likes to draw figures, human figures. But today he will focus on landscape. So I guess that's a brief introduction about you, Leman, so that our audience will know you better. So, go back to you.
Yeah. All right, Prof. So thank you very much. That's me in brief. Thank you so much, Prof. Prof have done a great deal of justice to introducing me. Thank you. So now we're on our way. You can see we stopped the car a bit so that we can be able to select sites. There are so many beautiful places around USM. I got overwhelmed as to what to choose. So our driver, Kafiza, will continue to drive now while we look around for the most beautiful spots to paint. Now, in the future, Prof, I want to suggest maybe our audiences, as much as we start growing audience shape, maybe our audiences can also recommend some spot for us within the campus they want us to paint in order for them to have a remembrance and to feel more happy seeing those places in an artwork. So maybe that could also happen. But for now, I will try and select this perfect spot. Thank you. So we're driving around. I'm already seeing beautiful spots already.
Okay, all right.
Yes, bro.
Maybe a place where, in case something happen, raining or whatever, you can run away very fast.
Yeah,
the weather can be unpredictable at times.
It's unpredictable.
Where is this? Oh, okay. This is close to Chancellery, isn't it?
This is around, exactly, it's around Chancellery. A very beautiful spot too. I can see the perspective, but I can see the perspective balance between greeneries and structure.
Okay.
But I want to find a place that is quite more beautiful and suitable. So, and a place where students and the university communities who are not opportune to be around the campus for a while can also see and identify themselves with and bring back memories, beautiful memories of the campus.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of place we want to actually select today to paint.
Yeah, that's the idea to mostly because our students they miss the campus very much.
I think you can. I'm seeing this Wakat Ikra spot.
Yeah.
It's a nice spot, but let's still go forward. We have a beautiful spot. This bus stop is in my mind to paint too because it holds a lot of memories for students.
Yeah.
So we're still checking out. Me and my crews are having difficulty in selecting where to paint, but I know we'll settle down on one. So we urge our audience
Your line
to
is not
be patient. We really want to. It's not clear.
Your line is breaking up a bit. So yeah, sometimes it's clear, sometimes it's breaking up. Yeah, so maybe you have to be very fast, find your spot and stay one place because it's moving probably. So your voice is breaking up. The visual is okay, but the voice is breaking up a bit.
Breaking up. Okay. We're in the process. We want to park the car now. I think this is a lovely spot too, but we can still walk a bit. Just okay. One more round. Okay. Want to make one more round. And then should actually go out from there.
Wah. No entry pun kau masuk juga ya, Hafizah. Hafizah is very.
Yeah, this is one way actually. But it's okay. No car is coming. So
Yeah.
Go to the right.
The campus is predominantly empty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I painted. This is Bukit Cinta. I painted that spot before.
Yeah, but you have to find a spot very fast, bro, because
that's we got a spot now actually.
Yeah.
I think we'll have to settle for this HPP bus stop.
Okay.
So we can park an HPP. We paint from there because we need to look at the arrangement, the way the shadow is casted. We can park it from there. Yeah. So we
School of Architecture.
Yeah, we got the bus stop.
Ah.
The bus stop around School of Architecture
Yeah.
seems to be what we settled for today, and maybe it's a little bit we pander a little bit towards the architectural students.
Yeah.
So if we have any architectural students, we will say they are lucky today because we chose a place that is more familiar to them.
Okay.
So we are working towards the spot now, and
I noticed the sun. Sometimes the sun comes out. Sometimes it is shaded.
Yeah.
That's.
But I like the way the shadow is casted. So I'm gonna work up because I want to paint it from the other hand down, looking down.
Yeah.
Although this spot is also beautiful, so I frame it in with a little bit of shadow.
Yeah.
So this mosque here, this whole mosque here is also in my mind to paint later. So, but for today, we are gonna select this bus stop. Can you
Okay.
That's the bus stop. That's the character we want to paint today.
Okay.
So I'm trying to locate it inside my viewfinder.
Yeah. Okay.
I think from here.
So some students we taught them how to do their own, how to make their own viewfinder. So in your case, you use your own,
exactly.
you use your own hand. So it's much better like that.
I also have. I forgot my sketch pad.
Yeah.
No, my sketch pad actually. The sketch pad is there. So I will run back to pick my sketch pad first. Okay, thank you. Bring this. So I also have my own viewfinder that I designed myself.
Yeah.
But when I'm looking for a concept to draw, I always use my palm my hand to serve as the viewfinder first.
So when you when you use your viewfinder, we call it viewfinder. Maybe
Yes.
for some audience they don't know what is it.
Yeah.
It is to frame the scene in a certain way.
Exactly.
So normally when you frame it, you are looking at the bigger picture, bigger composition, the horizon. Yeah.
Nizam, I think we will settle from that spot, looking up. I think it's better.
Yeah.
So I can find a spot around the shade there. The crew too can be under the shade. However, this is one of the things we face while doing PleinAir.
Yeah.
PleinAir, all what makes it a PleinAir is raising the weather, the sun sometimes, the rain sometimes. So a PleinAir artist must always go out with a complete gear.
Yeah.
With a complete gear, so that when it rains, he is under the umbrella. And when it's too sunny, he has a little shade as the umbrella. But currently, I think it's nice from here. I am confined to use just a brief implement that I have. So we got a spot, we settle for a spot. So let us set up our gears and then start painting.
Awesome.
So I would take a break, Prof, so that you can continue to engage the audience.
Yeah, because
while I set up my
because you are walking uphill, downhill while talking, it will be very tiring.
That's true.
So
we don't want to exhaust my energy before I start painting.
Yeah. I don't want you to go fainted online. All right. So I will do the talking for a while. I will do the talking for a while. So while Leman is setting up his gadget and all, so you can see how PleinAir is actually a French term for basically outdoor. So when you do painting or drawing outdoor part of the excitement and challenges would be the unpredictability of the natural setting. So you have to go be very well prepared, you know, for any circumstances. Anything can happen. So you have to be in a very open mindset when you engage in a PleinAir. But that's the challenge of doing PleinAir. You have to be well prepared, and if you do it many times again and again, it will be natural for you. Okay. I explained a bit the why we came up with this idea. Partly because we discovered that many of our students who can't physically be in the campus because of the MCO, they miss the campus very much. So we need to do something to allow them to see the campus. So one of the things that we have decided, since Leman is actually in campus, is to ask him to do PleinAir painting of the beautiful campus. We even call the USM campus as Universiti dalam taman, or University in a garden, and we use garden as a metaphor for the mind. So we are nurturing not only a mind, but we look at the mind as a garden. So it's a very beautiful metaphor, and I really like that metaphor. Other than the fact that the campus is a very beautiful campus, and I miss it. Luckily, I'm not living far away from it. I'm just about 5 minutes from the campus. So saya tidak perlu merentas. Saya boleh pergi ke campus. Yeah. Cuma maybe it feels a bit sad to see the campus empty. So we are used to to see students walking around the campus, and we miss that somehow. Dia menjadi sesuatu yang agak sayu lah apabila kita melihat kampus itu tiba-tiba kosong. Jadi kita dapat rasakan bahawa yang menyerikan dan yang membawa rahmat kepada kampus itu adalah pelajar. Ya, para pelajar yang datang untuk menuntut ilmu itu, ianya sebenar mereka lah bunga-bunga kepada kampus, ya. Dan kita menanam benih yang baik, insya-Allah, ke dalam minda mereka yang kita anggap sebagai taman. So setiap kali kita melihat para pelajar kita, ya, kita seperti melihat pokok-pokok dan melihat bunga, melihat tanaman, melihat satu ekosistem yang cantik, dan kita cuba membina ekosistem minda yang cantik dalam diri para pelajar kita. Oh, oi. Bisingnya kau, Fiza. Jangan jerit. Fiza.
The drawing, the sketch pad and the wood together. The papan.
Alright, the papan. So it look.
We forgot my sketch pad and the easel.
Yeah,
So we are asking somebody to bring from.
I was about to ask that because you were like in a hurry. I was about to ask where's your easel and where's your board. It's okay. It looks like a very nice picnic spot also. Okay.
Oh God.
It's okay.
Sorry. And I didn't have my sketch pad to start sketching, but in the meantime, I will quickly, so that we can give our audience a value for their time, I will quickly improvise. I want to improvise to sketch, to start a sketch.
Go for it.
The spots I want to draw, so that at least, can they see my paper? I want to quickly start a sketch.
Yeah.
So normally I'll put it in the frame.
Yeah. So that's the frame. All right. Okay.
Yeah. So I will.
So at this time, especially for the non-art audience, basically Sulaiman is just sketching the basic impression of the setting. So when an artist places himself or herself in a setting, he becomes a part of that setting. The setting becomes a part of him. So he or she absorbs himself or herself in that particular setting. So their energy somehow entangles. Normally in initial stage we focus on using just lines, basic lines, to show the direction or to create some basic shapes, so that we get an idea of the basic organization of that setup. So I think the most fundamental element when we are doing this initial reading, visual reading, would be lines.
Yes.
So very important to understand lines. So everywhere you see, everywhere you look at, when we are observing as an artist, of course, those who have gone through training as an artist, formally or informally, they know very much about line. So maybe for those who are not trained, as an artist, they don't know this. So everywhere we look, everywhere we see, it's like for a mathematician, they look at numbers, they see patterns, they see formulas, they see sequence, or they see non-linear algorithm in whatever they look at visually. For an artist, they see lines, they see directions, they see colors, warm, cool colors. Sometimes it's not in seeing. They feel the shape, they feel the lines. So they feel the stability, the angle. Everything is not about measuring. It is probably more about feeling it rather than measuring it. Am I saying the right thing, Leman?
That's right, Prof. That's exactly what happens. I am confirming that.
Yeah. I'm also outside, actually. I think I can even draw you if I want to.
Wow. That's interesting. That makes it more interesting.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be a double service to the audience.
Yeah. Okay. I will try. And I can.
What I'm basically doing now is that I selected a 1-point perspective.
Okay.
So this is like a 1-point perspective, because all the shapes are converging into that point there. There is the road here where the bus stop is leads to a turning. So the turning is actually hooked around here, around this angle of the frame. So now, as I want to paint, I already know where I'm going, because the converging line is here, and this is one of the reasons why I selected this spot, because it has a very beautiful, interesting convergence line. Just like Prof said, we see lines now.
Yeah.
So from this line, I build in the shapes.
Okay, cameraman,
can
we go closer, a little bit close up, so that we can see while you are drawing it? Close up a bit, cameraman. Okay, all right.
So what I'm basically doing now is just to establish the values of the green trees, the shrubs around the bus stop.
Okay.
So to an ordinary onlooker, this might not be making sense yet. But again, I see what I'm drawing already, because I've already conceptualized it in my mind. So what I'm just doing is bringing out the larger shape, which is the green. The green here is the larger shape.
Okay.
The bus stop is inside a shadow, which is actually submerged by the greens. So every line I draw is converging towards this 1 point.
Okay.
This 1 point. This is the 1-point perspective.
Okay.
So now this will make it more easier for me when my sketchpad and pencil board arrives.
Yeah.
I now know what I want to do. So the most difficult part of the painting is done, which is the planning.
By the way, when Leman mentioned the word values, that refers to the degree of lightness and darkness. Okay.
Darkness, exactly.
So,
sorry about the jargon. I forgot not everybody viewing is.
It's okay. I can be the glossary for you today. I can serve as your
Thank you, sir.
as your glossary today. So anything you mentioned that I think
Exactly.
people may not know,
That's my
I will
dictionary.
function as
Yeah.
the glossary.
All right, sir. Thanks a lot. So
So that you can.
that's basically what we're doing. I I try to establish the value, the value shapes, and from there we can build on as it comes. So
It's very nice
then,
shades also very nice.
yeah,
Very nice interplay between exposed and shaded areas. So normally
exactly,
people who,
exactly.
when people are doing they like when plain air, they like high contrast, because when there is
Yeah,
a high contrast, they can play with cool and warm colors. That's normally the
exactly,
situation.
exactly,
But some
exactly.
plain air artists, they like very atmospheric kind of setting. Normally they will go in the morning or early in the
Yeah,
morning, or when the weather is not when the setting is not too high contrast, and that will create a very moody
yes,
kind of atmospheric effect. But normally
exactly,
during this particular
exactly.
time at 3 o'clock, the sun will be shining very strong, and we have a very nice interplay between shaded and exposed area. The thing about plain air is that the shadow will not stay there. It will keep
Yeah,
on
it
moving.
moves. So that
Plus the move, the you know the movement of the clouds.
yes, that is why it is good to walk a little bit fast,
Mm,
and that is one of the challenge, and that is why you don't need to draw in detail. Just find the basic shapes
mm,
that make the space and just establish it, and that's it.
mm,
Thank you. So my drawing gear is here.
mm,
So now that I have my sketch
mm.
established, yeah, it might not look so interesting to the viewers yet, but I promise them they won't be disappointed when I start the sketch, the drawing itself, like the painting itself. So we're gonna go back to the painting.
Mm.
This is my sketch ISO and sketch pad.
Yeah.
So for now, I want to sit on the floor.
Okay. Okay.
So our crew, is it visible?
Yeah.
Good.
There is. Allow me to read the comments here. Samsul Bahari said,
Okay.
"Is it possible to have?"
Oh, Mr. Bahari, thanks very much again.
Yeah.
We enjoy your presence.
Yeah. So he writes here, is it possible to have a close up? Maybe on and off we will try to have close up. Yeah, very
Super.
important to have close up, but not
I
all the
think
time.
I think it is.
Yeah, not all.
Not okay. I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it is. Yeah, it is possible. The crew,
Faizwan Mat,
Mr. Nizam is
Faizwan say salam,
okay.
salam to me. Okay, assalamualaikum.
Oh,
Encik Hasnul,
Assalamu alaikum, Faizan.
perhaps you mean open air rather than plain air. Correct me if I'm wrong.
It is the same.
It's
It
the
is the same,
same.
Faizan.
Yeah. Plain air is
Yeah,
in
it is the
French.
same actually.
Plain air,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Plain hair.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's the same.
Open air and plain
Yes.
air. The French spelling is PLEINAIRE. Is that the French?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. That's the
Yeah.
French, and
Yeah.
it is a popular. In fact, the French name is what is adopted.
Ah,
The
okay.
French name is the popular. The English name is not even popular.
Oh.
When you say open here, people know more about PleinAir.
Oh,
PleinAir
okay.
is the one that people really understand much. It is the most familiar to people. PleinAir, but the meaning is open here in English.
Okay.
Basically open here.
Meaning is the same.
Painting outside. Open.
Right.
So when you look at the setup now of my ISO, you will see that I included a polymer plastic. So this acrylic plastic is what I use as my viewfinder.
Okay.
As Prof said earlier, that they teach their students to make their own viewfinder. So this is my own improvisation of a viewfinder.
Mm.
Actually, they sell viewfinders in professional way. This is from Pixies.
Mm.
Pixies is a United States product, art supply company. So this is also a viewfinder. So if I don't want to use this one I design, I can use this pixel.
Okay.
So, and this is the value scale finder, just like Prof explained earlier. This is just between, differentiating between the light and shade, and the percentage of the brightness and the shade of the light. So these are all artist gear that a serious PleinAir an artist should have in their gear. So I want to start straightforward by painting. Since we established the sketch already, I know where I'm going. I know the converging points. So what I'm gonna do is to just break the lines with my viewfinder. This is what I see. Good. So now inside these lines, this box, I'm gonna draw my converging lines. So my converging lines start from here.
What's the, is that a paper or canvas?
No, it's a paper. It's a multimedia paper from Kansen. The Kansen multimedia paper. So it's very, very versatile, and it's strong. Very strong. It can work with both oil and gouache and other painting mediums. It's very good. It's a good paper.
Yeah. What's the weight? What's the weight?
I think it's about 70 grams or thereabouts. I tend to forget, but let me quickly check for the purpose
probably
of
more than 200.
Yeah. Okay. It's 138 lb. I don't know how to translate that, but it's 138 lb. So I think it's about 70 grams, which is thick enough. Okay.
Wow, when you do that, I feel like I want to join you. I miss doing sketching outdoor. Also reminds me of my student days as well. Doing outdoor. I used to be brought by my lecturers. One very prominent lecturer that is highly influential to me is Encik Fauzan lah. Used to be our associate professor at USM, teaching at USM, but retired already. But he used to be my lecturer when I was in ITM in 1980s. And one of the things that he liked, he for him the best way to challenge our visual reading skill is by bringing us outside instead of staying inside the studio. He brought us outside, so he forced us to organize trips to many places, even up to Sabah and Sarawak, to Mount Kinabalu even, to do our open air or plein air. So I was brought. I don't know. I was trained like that. So when I look at you doing this reminds me of that experience when I was a student. Wonderful experience. Very important to do it in the environment.
Yes, it is important, because when you challenge yourself, challenge your ability to interpret what you see, that's what brings out the creativity, because you tend to improvise both with lines, and you'll be able to develop a way to use color economy, to use shape economy, line economy. You work against time, so you will be more conversant with how to manage your strokes to be able to reach your destination in painting or drawing. it really brings out the creativity of artists, and it is actually the best way. So your lecturer was a very good a good lecturer actually, because that's the best way to teach people. To teach people creativity or creativeness is by challenging them, bringing them into what we challenge them. So nothing good comes easy.
Yeah. I'm also sketching.
Oh, that's wonderful, Prof.
Yeah, so I'm also sketching. Okay, but my pacing, like I told you last week, my pacing is probably
Yeah,
faster than you, and very rough,
Yes.
very probably intuitive as well. Yeah, I'm doing it. Maybe
Yeah.
I can share
It's
as well,
okay, Prof.
so that
Okay. There
yeah.
is always individual differences in
So
trying to make art.
this is my sketch. Hold on.
Okay. Can I see from Tavisa's phone?
So very basic lines and value keys, very abstract.
Great, great. Oh, wow. Wow. This is interesting, and it's actually familiar because I recognize Prof sketches
Yeah,
everywhere I see
yeah,
them, and I enjoy seeing your sketches that way because the fluidity and the how do I put it, um, it is fluid and it's gestural, and
yeah,
it makes it more interesting actually.
yeah.
So, and
It's
that's what art should be. The interesting part is to bring out the interesting lines. So, and that is what your sketches does most of the time. So I actually like to adopt your style, but again, individual differences always set in.
yeah,
And when I try to be spontaneous like yourself, I tend to be held back with my methodological um, calm. How would I put it? Is it calmness or steady sketch and stroke style? So it always overtakes my spontaneity.
yeah. Depends on the temperament of every artist.
Exactly, exactly. Okay, so
Maybe this is the other way around. I'm not sure whether people can see it because I can't see it. This is me sketching you.
you can.
uh, I hope
Oh, okay.
again very gestural. I'm a very gestural
Okay.
person. Uh,
Yeah,
I enjoy impermanency. I enjoy things that are on the move. Things like that.
mm, yeah.
Okay, occasionally cameraman boleh zoom in sekejap seperti yang diminta oleh Cik Samsul Bari oleh
Cameraman,
Mamu. Occasionally,
zoom in.
yeah, go in close up for a while so that
Zoom.
it will not be the same angle.
Exactly, exactly.
Not all the time,
So,
tapi sekali-sekala, occasionally we go inside and go close up so that we can see what's going on. Okay.
so you can also close up
From in front.
to the color.
Yeah, right.
So just continuously.
Okay.
So basically, I start from the clearer colors or the brighter colors.
Okay.
So
Okay, normally how long will you stay for PleinAir, Leman?
yeah, plain hair sometimes depending on the size of size of the ground or the canvas or paper I'm using. Plain hair sometimes can last for 5 hours, can last for 3 hours,
Wow.
and can be as short as 1 hour 30 minutes or 1 hour, depending on how complex the scenery is. And that is why it is advised that when you're in a plain hair, you don't need to take complex sceneries. You have to take sceneries that will actually provide some sort of convenience for yourself.
Yeah.
So the best thing in plain hair is for you to be able to capture. Plain hair is not meant to finish, that you should finish the painting immediately. No, you can take just color notes on site, then go back to the studio and finish.
Yeah.
You are not drawing from picture, you are also drawing plain hair. Sometimes when you have the time, then you can finish plain hair on site. So it is not compulsory that plain hair must be finished on site.
Yeah.
So time depends on the artist, depends on the intention of the artist, whether to do a finished work or whether to just take color notes. So plain hair is just to experience the naturalness of the concept you are trying to draw, to be in tandem with, to be in tune with, you know, the concept of what you are drawing. If I didn't come to HBP, if I see the picture and I want to paint from picture, I might not be able to capture the character of this bus stop.
Yeah.
I might not be able to, because the camera lens will always distort, you know, it will distort some of the colors. It will distort the shade, the values as it bounces, as it interacts with the atmosphere. So all this is why you need to go to site and view yourself, so you get a first-hand view of what you are drawing. So as you make a color note, when you get back to your studio and you want to do the main painting or drawing, you already get familiar with what you're doing. So you will be doing an authentic sketch or representation of what you saw. It's not like you're following the camera, because camera lens has its own. Is it disconnect? No, it's okay. Camera lens has its own, you know, the way it is designed. It is designed to actually select and just get some things that it is able to capture. Although the camera has been made to be very, very wonderful, but then the eye is the best lens that we have. And God has given us a very beautiful apparatus to view and to perceive. You know, so visual perception is actually greater than any camera lens in the world. You cannot overemphasize what your eyes record. You can't compare it to what the camera actually records. So that is why it is always good to go plain hair sometimes to view and get the direct originality of the scene you are painting or you're working on.
So you are painting the foreground. It's very interesting. Normally for me, I will do the sky first. I'll do the background first. Then I will bring my colors to whatever in the middle ground, and then final one in the foreground.
Okay. Yeah, what I'm doing, Prof, is actually I am sketching out the main character. The main character here is the bus stop, the orangey bus stop with this. You know, that's what I'm painting. So the moment I'm able to establish this, I will hinge the design of the painting on this bus stop.
Okay.
That's what I'm hinging the design on.
Yeah.
The moment the bus stop is being able to stand well, the other designs will follow, and I will be able to establish my depth and breadth of the painting.
Okay.
And even the color sometimes. But individual differences is there as well. So some artists, just like you say, prefer to draw the background first, the sky, establish the sky. That is what give the conveniences they have. But for me, I tend to draw the main character.
Okay.
And the character for today is the bus stop.
Okay.
So the supporting characters are just the sceneries. So
can the cameraman? I need our cameraman can Zam, can you occasionally, not all the time. Oh, kejap, jangan gerak banyak. Aduh, pening ya. Okay, sedikit saja pen kepada subjek. sedikit saja. Jangan bergerak banyak, nanti aku muntah. Okay. Alright. Okay. Sedikit saja. Tak payah bergerak macam earthquake dan drama. Gerak kilat. Slowly, steady. Yeah, cool. Tarik nafas. Okay, that's it. Alright. Okay. Sekali-sekala kita tengok ke subjek yang dilihat. Kemudian kita tengok kepada permukaan yang sedang dilukis. Dan sekali-sekala kita masuk ke dalam dan kita keluar. Sekali-sekala kan. So I think that's the language. If not, we got very dizzy with the sound of the wind and everything. Of course, we understand it is outside. It's a bit difficult to plan everything. It's interesting. Yeah, you do the main subject, which is the main character, or I call it the main dish. Kalau in Malay, call it lauk. Lauk Leman. Lauk tahu tak Leman? You know lauk? Lauk is main dish.
Okay.
Lauk.
Okay.
Today, what did you eat? What lauk did you eat?
You mean what I'm account?
Yeah, the main dish. The main dish is called lauk. So what was it?
Okay.
Fish?
Are you? Oh, okay. It's daging.
Oh, daging. Okay.
Yes.
Right.
More of a carnivore than. No, I don't prefer fish most of the time.
You see, we can hear the birds chopping. The birds in USM is a heaven for birds.
Exactly.
Yeah. We are also we are planning. You know that we are planning to have this observation deck. We call it. You saw the drawing. We call it Cosmos. At night we can do stargazing, moon gazing. During the day we can do sun gazing, and we also can do bird watching from that, because it's from higher elevation. But because of the MCO, the project has to be sort of postponed and slowed down a bit. Hopefully we get our herd immunity and everything will turn into normal. Of course, it will not be as normal as before. So we can all enjoy doing sketch from that position after this. That will be very interesting. So many physical development that we have already planned and already approved that we're supposed to work on. Unfortunately, because of the MCO, we can't do that for the time being. Hopefully, we can resume after the MCO. So the camera movement is now okay a bit. Zam is learning. So I have to be the DOP also, the director of photography, to make sure that the cameraman is not going to go crazy. So this is over the soldier shot.
I think in progress we will develop more.
Yeah.
So our audience should be
Pak Sembang.
We are learning on the job.
Mahmud is watching. Leman, you remember Cikgu Cikgu Makno from Kelantan? Yeah, he's watching you.
Yeah, I still have his catalog. Thank you, Cikgu Makno.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
He's watching you.
Up to yesterday, I still check your catalog.
Yeah.
And our encounter the other time was wonderful. I can't forget.
Nick.
I've been inspired by your.
There's one person here. Cameraman, please stand. Bagus. Ha. I don't know what he meant.
Okay, I think and Nizam, the camera needs to be active actually.
To be nice.
So many requests. The cameraman will be very busy today.
Like moving, not just static. It needs to be moving. And I'm sorry, I forgot to set up this. Please, can we have a good setup of my camera?
Make sure you guys take care of the SOP. I don't want you guys to be caught by the park guy.
Okay, sir. We are trying. We try to do that.
I'm trying to read whatever, whoever, to all our audience who are watching, if you have anything, any requests, any comments, any suggestion, any reflection, you can put your you can type your comments. We welcome your comments. Anything. Hasrul Naim, Assalamualaikum. Hasrul Naim used to do his practical training at MGTF USM. Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
wow, that's nice.
He's now doing he's a 3D designer. He's a good 3D designer, yeah.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful.
Siapa lagi ni? Encik Asno rindu lepak-lepak. So now kita tengah lepak lah ni. Aisyah Abdul Wahab, wow, this is so nice, fantastic. Thank you, Aisyah. Zalika, rindu campus. Ilham, ya, kita semua rindu campus. Salma Saidun, my sister. Assalamualaikum. My sister is watching you.
Oh, Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Another sister, Yang Asya Saidun. Also my sister. Is watching you also, Leman.
Oh.
Amal Bangi. Amal Bangi is my uncle. My uncle.
Wow.
Young uncle. Almost the same age. But still my uncle. Assalamualaikum. He's watching you also.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. Hasrul Naim. Waalaikumsalam, Prof. Semoga sentiasa di bawah lindungan rahmat dan rahim Maha Esa. Amin. InsyaAllah. Alhamdulillah. Terima kasih. So I share a little bit while you are doing that so that you will not be distracted. Let me explain a bit about the dynamics of colors. Yeah. Hopefully in the most accessible language, not too much jargons.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
So
basically what I did now is, as everybody can see, it's depends on where you want to start painting as an artist. Now, I am starting from the foreground, and when you look at what I'm doing, at least I think it is becoming a little bit evidence. So it is becoming evidence already. So the interesting part of painting is when you start and you start seeing the evidence of what you're painting coming out. You feel motivated, you feel happy. So
if you, Leman, if you don't mind me ask, I want to ask you a question. Why did you choose this bus stand? Is there anything special about it? Is this where you met your fiance, or I don't know? Is there anything personal about it? Why is it? Why did you choose this particular spot?
Yeah, there is nothing personal. It's just a lucky spot for today.
Okay.
Just a lucky spot. Because I think the bus stop holds a lot of memory for students.
Oh yeah.
Maybe School of Languages students. HPP students.
Yeah.
Other students, School of Art students too.
Yeah.
I want to appreciate the majority of School of Art students because they are my companions in art.
Yeah.
So I want to start by giving them a sort of a remembrance for their campus and for their classes and the surrounding environment of where they are familiar with.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
So this is one of the reasons actually.
That is so very true, bro. Okay, tell a little bit about color temperature. Okay, we have color. Okay, so hold on. Cikgu Mano said selamat berseronok, Leman. You know what it means? Selamat
Selamat.
berseronok.
Okay.
Berseronok. You know seronok?
I don't.
Seronok means have fun.
Oh, okay. Terima kasih, Cikgu Makno.
Yeah.
Terima kasih.
Hey, actually, Cikgu Mano can join us. We can put him on screen if he wants to. But he has to turn on his camera lah. Kan? So Cikgu Mano kalau nak join silakan. Kalau nak join lukis sekali daripada Kelantan, daripada di rumah bosan-bosan, boleh dijemput siapa nama? Afzal Nizam boleh jemput masuk ke dalam skrin. So kita ada 3 skrin live daripada Kelantan pula. Kalau nak draw lah kali join. Kita buat drawing jamming atau painting jamming pun boleh. Kan? Siapa ni? Allahu Akbar. Syarudin Ibrahim. Assalamualaikum. Ni kawan-kawan kita. Di Kelantan. Alhamdulillah. We were talking about color temperature, warm color, cool color, and then and that relates to frequencies, vibration, wavelengths. We can talk from the physics point of view. We can talk from artistic point of view, and also the therapeutic nature of painting. When you paint, we put our brainwave in a not now probably because we are talking, but we are alone with the painting, with the setting. Maybe our brainwave will change from beta to alpha and then to theta. You know, we can get absorbed in the whole process, and it somehow help us to relax. And that is healthy for us as well. So can you sort of share about the color temperatures and the therapeutic aspect of painting or playing with colors? Because basically colors are phenomena of light. So maybe you can share that. Right?
Yeah. Thank you, Prof. Just as you mentioned, basically, colors are just an element of wavelength of the light. The most interesting color that people don't really know is actually black. So in black, there is beauty. But black will never be a color until there is light. So this is to explain the wavelength theory in color. So every color is light actually. So the wavelength that passes through color is what we see, and that is what we see and represent as color. Now, color has been for a very, very long time a means of expression right from the era of the cavemen. It is only with colors that cavemen were able to express themselves and in their express themselves against their environments, against what they see in their environment. It is through colors that cavemen were able to express themselves. So color has been very, very pertinent to man's development. So color temperature, as it is a very, very wide subject. However, the understanding of interrelation of color with atmospheric light is most important, most especially when you look at aesthetic value and when you look at utility value to color. So the way the light touches color brings out emotions as well. For instance, in the beginning of the session today, you talked about when we go out in the high afternoon, when the sun is quite high, what do we see then? We see this. We see the sun and the interaction of the colors of the atmosphere as very warm. So you see the sun at its highest point. The yellow ray of the sun affects the blue ray, and then everything becomes orangey and warm. And this is where we bring out the theory of warmness and coolness of color. But when it is becoming evening or very, very early in the morning, majority of the wavelength is on the cool side. So that is why we see it as a cool atmosphere, not a warm atmosphere during this time. So the importance of this is studying the interaction of nature and objects at the same time.
Samsul Bahari he writes here, the act of drawing or painting is a form of meditation, and I agree with that.
Very true, Mr. Bahari. You're very right. It's a form of meditation too. That is true, and that is one of the therapeutic value about art.
Yeah.
Just like Prof said, art is something that breaks you out of depression.
Yeah.
It breaks you out of out of some situation that might delimit your progress. We've seen instances that I don't know if people will understand, people that have savant syndrome. I don't know how to describe savant syndrome. Savant syndrome is a syndrome that affects people. They are like not normal, like people who have Down syndrome, etc. But savant syndrome, some of them might be deaf, some of them might be blind. They never had any contact with education, but you will see them performing feats. We have a lot of this appearing in artists.
Angelina Jung, she used to be a UNIMA student. She's watching you. Okay, hi Angelina. Gloria Simon, also watching.
It's nice to
have
all of you.
Gloria, I forgot. Gloria also Sarawak, probably UNIMAS. I'm not.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe. I met many people. Yeah. I went all over Malaysia to do assessment of students. So I went to UNIMAS in Sarawak, UMS in Sabah, for many years. So I met many students. Most of them have graduated already. Sometimes I remember, sometimes I can't remember. I think Angelina used to be a ceramic student, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, your painting coming up. I can see the shapes even from my camera. Even though it's a bit small, but I can see the
Yeah, that's one of the interesting thing about PleinAir.
Samsul Bahari writes here, Savant syndrome. Is it the same as autism? Is it the same as autism, Leman?
It's closer to autism. It is closer to autism, but it's more deep than autism. It's more complex than autism. Yeah, they can be sometimes. People can see them as deranged. People can see them as handicapped. But the feat they perform is quite astronomical. You know, they can do things that normal people cannot. They can remember dates without even looking at calendar, without being there at the time. They can know, things that is not really normal to people to know, for people to know. We've seen savant cases that can they can sing song, they can sing songs that they never even listen to. So, but it is closer to Down syndrome, but it is more complex, more deep than Down syndrome. So art has been found to emanate in this kind of people who you think are not don't have contribution because of their limitation, physical limitation, mental limitation. But when they handle art, they perform so beautifully. So people kept wondering about it. So this is one of the reasons why art is actually something that is it's spiritual.
Yeah.
It's spiritual actually.
Yeah.
If people understand it that way, because if art is not spiritual, why would somebody see a certain painting and they will be drawn into the painting as if they were in that moment where the artist was portraying the scenery. So art is deeper than we see it, we see it ordinarily. And this is what pushes art collectors to collect and buy art, even if they are so expensive. This is what affects people when they look at paintings that are abstract, paintings that don't even, have physical meaning, but when they look at it, they feel enchanted and they want to possess, they want to collect that painting. So this is what art is. And I've heard a story about somebody who was a little bit healed, and when they brought them closer to an artwork, they feel movement like somebody who is in coma for a long time. But when they bring them closer to an artwork, it's like they interacted with the art piece. So art has transcend beyond just aesthetic means alone. It has also been a source of therapy for people to get better, to feel happy. Some people, when in the UK, actually, this is a personal experience for me. I used to work in a home of the elderly. So there was one of the particular homes I work with. The homemates, the old people there, they are so restless. But when I joined them, I always go everywhere as an artist. I go everywhere with my sketchpad. The artist sketchpad is his best friend. So during one of the time they were having a coffee break, I sat down and I started sketching them. And at that moment, they feel there was a calmness that come into the place. There was so much calmness that come into the place. So the management of the home were so happy. They requested for me. They requested for my service from my agency again and again and again and again. So in the long run, they asked me to paint the portrait of the old people there, and this made them so happy. More than even the games, because they couldn't calm them down. They were feeling restless, the old people. So art is a great thing.
Samsul Bahari here, he writes again, in many indigenous cultures, the quote-unquote artist is considered a keeper of the cultural heritage, like a shaman. I used to have interesting conversation, many interesting conversations with Samsul Bahari, or I fondly call him Mamu. And yeah, I do agree. So what's your comment? Artist as a keeper of cultural heritage, like a shaman.
Yeah, he's definitely right, Prof.
Yeah.
Why do we understand the cavemen today? It was because they were able to document their times in the cave by using plain hurt. Plain hurt as in tana. Is it tana?
Tana, yeah, tana.
Plain hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, to portray the environment around them. And that was where development actually started from that point. From viewing and encountering the cavemen's life. The cavemen were successful enough to document their life as it is. No one knows how they lived, but through what we saw in the cave, from their drawing, the remnants of what they kept.
Yeah.
we were able to understand what they went through.
Mm.
We were able to understand some of the species of animals that were present during their time.
Mm.
We were able to know a lot of things. So if we look at the example of the lives of the cave people, we
Yeah.
will understand that what Mr. Shamsu Bahari said
Mm.
was fact. It is true. It is plain true.
Mm.
Artists are keepers. So let's compare the cave people's life as the indigenous culture of the cave time.
Mm.
We were able to know this firsthand because of the documentation that the cave people have done. So the cave people have been able to help us understand what happened to them, understand their culture, their story through documenting with art.
Yeah.
So Mr. Bari is actually saying the truth.
Yeah.
He's right by saying that artists are keepers of the
Heritage.
indigenous culture of the people.
Okay, now we are looking close up a bit. Can you be a bit perpendicular to the painting? Not from the side, from the front. Zam, from the front, if it is possible to see. Okay.
Hello.
All right.
Wa alaikum salam.
Very nice.
Oh, okay. Okay, tunggu. Saya tak dalam anjung. But tunggu. I will send somebody to come out to call.
I hope that's not a debt collector asking you to go to Anjong. Make sure.
Yeah, I have a parcel.
Oh, okay. Make sure you pay all the bills, okay?
Hello. Please, can you go out and collect my parcel from the delivery guy?
Oh my God. Yeah. You know, Leman. Oh, there he's talking.
Yes, boss.
Okay. I want to share you a funny story. So, I got a call, like you. I got a call. Somebody called.
Okay.
That person asked me where are you? I said I'm here. Blah blah blah. And I said we need to pass you a very important parcel. So I said okay, you come to my place here. Blah 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 blah. So then he came to the place. He said we are outside. I said okay, you wait by my car. I will go to my car. So I went there. I went to my car, and it was not a parcel. They were there to take away my car because I didn't pay my monthly payment.
Oh God.
So be careful when people ask you to come and pick up and send a parcel. So they use that trick.
Okay.
So they
Thank you, Prof.
and these are they were professionals. They were professional, like very big size body. So they grabbed my hand very strongly, almost like wanting to hurt me. And then immediately I told them, take the car. I don't have money.
I'm not trying to fight.
Don't kill me. I said, okay, take the car. Ambil. Go and take, because it's just a small kancil. So, which I didn't pay for 3 months. And I didn't pay partly because I'm very sloppy with my financial management. Secondly, because I didn't get my salary for 3 months. I worked for a private private institution at that time that didn't give me my salary for 3 months. Anyway, so the moral of the story: be careful when people say, "Okay, we got a parcel for you. Can you come and pick up?" Suddenly, then you notice you didn't pay your installment. Okay, so very interesting experience. Yeah, very interesting because you didn't do the background first. You do the foreground and then you play with the middle ground, and the background you just sort of leave it there white.
Yes.
Okay, Haryani Muhammad is watching. Assalamualaikum. Hi, Haryani. Haryani is the director of the Penang State Museum and Gallery. I'm not sure whether you have met her or not because I've been MCO. Yeah, difficult to to see everybody.
I don't think so.
She's also watching.
But I'm really,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
really glad. I'm really glad with the audience I'm having today because
Yeah.
I think everybody matters actually. But this audience, I see they mattered a lot. So thank you very much,
Yeah.
Juan Ariani, for coming,
Mm.
and the others too that have joined us. And we're really grateful. We hope in subsequent events too, you will be able to be part of it. People like you joining this event makes it more encouraging and motivating for us to continue. So thank you very much. We hope you will enjoy and have a good works of the time you spent being part of this program. Thank you very much.
Sorry, hi. Zam, can you tell Zam to I'm beginning to sound like a director. To have a LS a long shot of you. Can you sort of pull back, so that we can see
Okay.
Leman in his environment. Okay, pull out lagi. Okay. So yeah, now we can see him. So he looks like a person who is picnicking during MCO. Hopefully the park guard will not come and give him a summon. So that's the School of Architecture on the right. Pan a bit more. So our audience who are students of School of Architecture, I hope this will, orang kata, membuatkan mereka terubat rindu. That one is School of, slow bro, slow panning, patah balik. Hello, slow. Patah balik please. Okay, slow down, slow. Yeah, bertenang. Okay, slow down. Okay, that is School of, pan a bit. Okay, that is the School of Education. Alright, School of Education. Okay, pan lagi, slowly. Bertenang, ambil nafas, jangan kecoh. Alright, School of Education. And straight ahead is the School of the Arts, Dewan Budaya. Okay, that's the parking space. That's yeah. Itu Dewan Kuliah. That's my office actually. And this is Dewan Kuliah. Dewan Kuliah apa, Zam? Dewan Kuliah aku dah lupa. F ke?
DEF.
D. Ya.
DEF.
So student kita yang mungkin merindui kampus, boleh lihat. Kosong ya, tak ada. Parking space tu biasanya berebut-rebut ya, penuh. Sebab students pun ada kereta dulu ya. Sekarang kosong. Sunyi. Macam tempat yang ditinggalkan. Itu burung secara langsung, bunyi burung tu sungguh indah. Di USM ini kampusnya kampus yang menjadi syurga untuk pelbagai spesies burung. Itu mungkin kita boleh pergi dekat kawasan Lembah Durian itu nanti selepas ini, mungkin masa akan datang kita buat PleinAir di kawasan berhampiran Lembah Durian. Di situ memang tempat tertumpunya banyak spesies burung. Husna Mawar, Loksin, rindu muzium Cik Asnul. Yalah, saya pun rindu juga dengan pelajar. Putih Saadia is watching. Putih Saadia, my sister, another sister. So I got 3 sisters now watching you. Leman is doing his painting outside. Okay. Assalamualaikum semua. Husna bekas pelajar ya, Husna. Ni daripada angle yang lain. Itu Hafizah. Hafizah jaga SOP ya, Hafizah, jaga kesihatan. Ya. Beautiful. So we can see the blue already. Muhammad Ilyas Shah, Assalamualaikum. Another ex-student. Muhammad Ilyas Shak. Samsul Bahari. Is the printmaking studio active lately? Who is teaching? Don't know, bro. That one is under School of the Arts. I don't know anything. Okay, can we have ECU extreme close up, Leman? We need to do extreme close up for a while. You can keep on painting, but slow, a small stroke rather than big stroke, and Zam can go closer to you. Zam boleh tak dekat lagi?
Okay.
Extreme close up, extreme close up. Ya, slowly. Jaga mata orang, nanti orang pening. Okay. Tu yang penting tu. Nak tengok pigment tu. Pigment tu yang sedap tengok tu. Okay. Okay. So dia buat foreground dulu. Leman ni dia buat foreground dulu. Dia tidak. Jadi ini cara yang berbeza lah. Tapi terpulang kepada seseorang pelukis itu. Tadi dia buat yang merah tu dulu. Sekejap. Jangan gerak banyak sangat. Kalau kau extreme close up, jangan gerak banyak sangat. Nanti dia pening, bro. Slow. Cameraman. Jangan sangat kuat. Aduh. Okey lah, tarik balik keluar. Nanti pening tu. So kita kena buat khusus fotografi lah. Videografi. Tak apa. Okay, at least we can see. So that's the painting. Sudah hampir. How long has it been, Zam? 1 jam?
Started 3.5, dah sejam.
So sorry, 1 hour. Okay. TC Liu, another ex-student. Building background already. So many ex-students. TC Liu is our ex-students.
Yeah, very, very nice guy. We chatted yesterday.
Oh.
We actually, we chatted yesterday on social media.
Good.
He contacted me. I contacted him, but then he praised me on my work, and it was so interesting chatting with him. So basically, what I did now is that I've tried to establish the main shapes. So if you zoom to the, if you look at the object or the scenery I'm painting, and you look at the painting, you will see a little bit of similarities now.
Yeah.
But in a sketchy form.
Yeah.
So now I will begin to build on my structures gradually to make it look here. But again, not in full detail. But gradually, just from gesturing each stroke, I think the subject we began to manifest.
You are using poster color. So it behaves almost like oil, perhaps a bit in terms of drying a bit faster than oil. But I think much easier a bit than oil. In terms of drying, it is not as slow as oil, but it behaves almost like oil also. It is gouache, isn't it? Like
gouache. Yeah, it's gouache. It's actually behaves like oil and then like acrylic. In terms of consistency, it behaves like acrylic. Okay. But if the painter has a good handling of the material, you can achieve an oil-like, but with a chalky look. You can achieve an oil-like look, but with a chalkiness to it. You know, it's a little bit chalky, and that is one of the qualities of gouache. Just like watercolor.
Yeah, you're using because the size of your work is relatively small.
Yes. Exactly.
what size of your brush, and you are using a square brush. So what would be your
I'm using a flat. I'm using a flat 4. Ordinarily, I interchange brushes, but because I find this brush very, very versatile. That is why I decided to stick to it in this drawing. But normally, I use different size of brushes, and before the end of this painting, the audience might also see me changing to another kind of brush when it is required. But for now, I am more satisfied and comfortable using this particular size 4 brushes.
Size 4.
And this brush is made by Master Touch.
Okay.
So another thing is the tool that an artist use matters a lot. If you use a tool that is uncontrollable, it will give you, it is frustrating actually when you are not able to control your tools well.
Okay.
So I use all these tools because I find them more controllable and more convenient for me.
TC writes here, poster color may easily staining. Yes, it is gouache. Good for students at home to practice oil technique, especially during MCO. Learning from home.
Yeah. Actually, poster color don't stain. It doesn't stain. If you finish painting and you use it as you should use it, it doesn't stain at all.
Okay.
This is it. I've applied now. See, does it come off? It doesn't. Except you use a fake, a low quality poster color, maybe those that are more powdery, then maybe that will stain. But ordinary poster color, because it has an high amount of gum arabic in it. Gum arabic is the bond, is the bonding material that make it to stick and that make it to last as long as possible. We've seen poster color paintings that last for a very, very long time. We've seen gouache paintings of people like John Singer Sargent, the American artist. These are people I'm conversant with. I know some Malay artists too, some Malay contemporary or old artists too. I've seen that took Ibrahim Hassan's poster colors in the museum. I've seen couple, and I've seen a couple of other poster color paintings from great Malaysian artists too.
Hold on. You mean Ibrahim Hussein?
Yes.
Ibrahim Hussein, okay. Ibrahim Hussein.
I think. Yeah. That took Ibrahim Hussein. I think I saw Dato Ibrahim Hussein.
Yeah.
I saw one of his work in the museum, which is a poster color.
Well, gouache. Yeah. My favorite. Yeah, my favorite.
Yeah, gouache. So it is. You can see how long the works has been done, and it didn't remove, it didn't stain.
Yeah.
So poster color can also last a long time. So the care for artwork matters a lot.
I got many people are writing here. Have to read. Okay. Husna Nawar. Encik Hasnur, ramai students. Tapi kalau dapat jumpa balik, insyaAllah. Encik Hasnur mesti ingat gang batch 2007-2010. Kenangannya best panjang berada dalam kelas Encik Hasnur dulu. Semoga Encik Hasnur sihat. Amin. Terima kasih. She was talking about her memories when she was a student in 2007 until 2010. Yeah, beautiful.
Wow, that's
Yeah. I remember her batch. We did many projects. I was also the director of MGTF then. Okay. Samsul Bahari, in other writing, it is also the more affordable medium for those beginning in painting. So that's in relation to poster color. Yeah, I agree. Very affordable.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, to learn.
That is true.
Yeah.
I think TC Liu also mentioned that.
Yeah.
That for people who want to paint from home, it's a go-to paint, pigment.
Yeah.
That is quite cheap. It's quite malleable. It's controllable. And for beginners too, it is good. So it is good.
the one that you saw, the watch by Ibrahim Hussein.
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
I went to his house. If you don't mind me sharing
Okay.
this experience.
Yes, please. I love to. I love to listen about.
Yeah. You used to hear all my, what do you call it, stories about Malaysian artists.
Yeah, and I really enjoy because
Yeah.
it brings me closer to them.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
opportune to be
yeah.
when they were around.
So,
So your stories actually make me feel as if I know them already.
instead of just reading from books, you hear the story from the person
Exactly.
who was there, and if
I
you
can corroborate.
if you think it's not true, then you can check with another witness or another witness and triangulate. Anyway, Ibrahim Hussein, I went to his house. Something about repairing his damaged painting in the collection of Museum and Gallery Tunku Pozia.
Okay.
That painting was bought by a private collector, but the private collector was kind enough to allow us to keep the painting on loan.
Okay.
Okay. But that is the Kabuki dancer, the big acrylic painting. So damaged.
Okay.
It was damaged. So I went to see him to report about the damage. Very technical report, and then we proposed a way to restore the damage. So he was okay, but his wife. But that's not what I want to tell. That's not the story that I want to tell. He brought me to his room, one of the rooms in his house. His house was big in Bangsa, and he showed me I think 2 or 3 series of watch, the same series that we have in our MGTF USM collection. So he said, you guys, USM has 2 of this series, and I got the rest here. Wow. So this was done. Wow. This was done when I was a student, and I saw a riot from my apartment. So I saw heads, people from the top view. So I drew the gesture of people in riot. I didn't know about the subject matter. I thought it was just an abstract piece. But to have him telling me about that piece, I mean, personally, for me, it's very, very, very precious, kind of knowledge transfer. So that's the watch. So he did that when he was a student. Now, of course, he was a student. He was not rich at that time. So, and the work is still okay. It's in a good condition, as you see in our collection. It's still okay.
Yes.
Oh, we have here TC. Can Sulaiman explain? Hold on, I'm a bit rabun. Yeah? I have to come close. Explain more the use of Viewfinder, the transparent piece on the top. He explained that already before, TC Liu. Many did not practicing Viewfinder may benefits the other. Okay, you can repeat that again, Leman. It is more to listen to a teacher rather than just read from a book. It is more lively. Okay, correct. I agree. You know, many people learn from a book. So now you are here, you are doing it, while you can explain it. So TC asked you to explain about the Viewfinder. Okay. Your Viewfinder.
Just as the name implied, Viewfinder is something we use to find our view or to frame our view. Most especially, it is a very, very handy tool when we do PleinAir like this. So Viewfinder makes the place or the volume that you want to paint or draw out of the scenery you see. It makes it to be like framed and be in a box for you to be able to manage. So viewfinder is like a shortcut. It's like, you know, the lens or the viewfinder of the camera. The camera that you see, the technical camera that you see, also uses viewfinder to capture the areas that the lens wants to photograph. So it's the same technique of that camera lens that is actually brought into here. So by looking at the viewfinder now, if you look at the shape of the viewfinder, it's rectangular. And when you look at the shape of my painting, it's also rectangular. So the viewfinder has been able to assist me in, you know, limiting the scope of where my eyes, because the eye is wonderful. When the eyes absorb a lot of information already. If I don't have a viewfinder, I might be confused. It is not that I cannot draw directly. I can, but it makes it more easier and quicker for me to register where and what I need to actually document in my painting on this small surface that I have. So this is why viewfinder is important, and this is what viewfinder is. It is just an object that allows the artist to be able to frame and limit the scope or area that the artist is concentrating on portraying on the limited surface or space they have. So I hope that is I'm able to explain that to TC Liu well. Hello.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I think that's a very good explanation about viewfinder.
All right, sir.
Very clear, bro. Very clear. Zam, sudah berapa lama kita bersiaran?
Bersiaran dalam sejam 45 minit.
Okay lah. I think asalnya 1 jam setengah saja, sudah 15 minit terlajak. Saya rasa okey kot. Percubaan hari ini percubaan kedua saya wrap up. Satu percubaan kedua kita yang makin lama makin mantap. InsyaAllah yang kali ketiga akan lagi lebih mantap. Mungkin kita boleh instead of Leman talking with me, we may in advance, a week in advance, invite somebody else to have a Kapcai. Okay, to invite somebody else to have a conversation with Leman while he's doing his PleinAir. So maybe we can think about that instead of having just the same people to talk, to have a conversation with Leman. We can invite somebody else. Maybe Mamu ke siapa ke yang willing lah ya. Also maybe we can also invite somebody else who can also at the same time do their own PleinAir at home or somewhere else. So we can have 2 or 3 or 4 people in 4 different frames doing PleinAir together. So we have a PleinAir kind of online jamming and everybody sharing their own PleinAir. So we can sort of organize that as well. Betul Azam ya?
Ya, boleh.
That will be very interesting. So maybe we can organize 4 people to have a PleinAir kind of jamming together, and we can have a online conversation at the same time. That would be very interesting.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, that would be very interesting. All right, the azan already azan now, asar now. So I think we have to stop. We will see you again next week in the next PleinAir session. Hopefully, we will get more people to join you, and you will finish this painting. And as usual, you will share it with us after you have completed and finished the painting. So, Leman, thank you very much for your time. Afzan Nizam dan juga Hafizah, terima kasih kerana menjadi kru yang membantu. Kepada semua yang menonton sebelum ini, yang mungkin dah keluar dan sebagainya, atau singgah sekejap dan menjenguk, itu semua kita ucapkan terima kasih. doakan kita boleh share dan teruskan sesi PleinAir ini untuk minggu-minggu yang seterusnya ya. So asar pun sudah berbunyi. Saya dengan ini mengucapkan terima kasih dan Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Terima kasih, bye-bye semua.